So cost of a product means the sacrificed amount which a producer include to take the risk of the production of a commodity, that is known as cost. It has three elements. The elements of cost, it has, when we talk about cost, it has three things. It includes three things: material, labor, and expenses. So cost includes three things: material, labor, and expenses. Material is the thing by which a product is made. Labor, the people who are involved in the production of the goods, production of the commodity. Expenses, the things which are included at the time of production, that is known as expenses. Okay, so there are two types of material: direct material, indirect material, labor, direct labor, indirect labor, expenses, direct expenses, and indirect expenses. Okay? In the cost, in the material, there are two types of material: direct material and indirect material. What is direct material? Direct material is the material by which a product is directly made for. Suppose that the product sugar is made from sugar cane. So sugar cane is the direct material of sugar. Indirect material. Indirect material is the material by which a product is not made, but it assists to make the product. It is necessary to make a product. Suppose that along with sugar cane there are various other materials are also involved for making sugar, such as baking powder, such as whitening powder. These things are also involved in the making product. But what we know, the sugar is made from what? Sugar cane, right? Labor. There are two types of labor: direct labor and indirect labor. Direct labor are such labor which are directly involved in the production of a commodity, such as for making sugar. The foreman, the labor who are present there or who are working in the factory and directly making the product sugar, that labor is known as direct labor. Such as for making a building, labors are compulsory, right? They are directly involved to bring the bricks, okay? Making material, mixing sand and cement, right? Cutting iron rods. Such work is performed by the direct labor. Indirect labor are such labor who are not directly involved in the production of goods, such as along with the direct labor who are involved in the making the building, along with that engineers, architect, supervisor are also there, but they do not directly involve. They do not cut the iron rod. They do not mix the sand and cement, right? So that type of labor is known as indirect labor. Expenses, direct expenses and indirect expenses. Direct expenses is a such type of expenses which is directly included at the time of production of a product. When you produce a product, the expenses which is directly included, such expenses are known as direct expenses. Direct expenses increase the cost of the product, directly increase the cost of the product. Okay, such as if you are purchasing something, suppose that you are purchasing sugar cane. To bring sugar cane from farmer's field to the factory, the carriage, the freight which include that directly increase the cost of the production. Such type of expenses is known as direct expenses. Indirect expenses which does not include at the time of production and it does not increase the cost of the product. Usually, indirect expenses include at the time of selling, such as the salary to the clerk, carriage on sales, freight of delivery van. Such type of expenses are known as indirect expenses. Now we will talk about the cost on the basis of their nature. On the basis of nature, how many kinds of costs are there? We will here talk about. First is, if we talk about the direct cost and indirect cost. Direct cost and indirect cost. Direct costs include are the sum total of direct material, direct labor and direct expenses. The cost which is directly include at the time of production of a goods known as direct cost. Indirect cost is the sum total of indirect material, indirect labor and indirect expenses which does not include at the time of production. Okay? This is the sum total of direct material, direct labor and direct expenses. This is the sum total of indirect material, indirect labor and indirect expenses. Now on the basis of behavior of cost, nature of cost, how does it behave? There are three types of cost. First is fixed cost. Fixed cost. Fixed cost is the cost which does not change with the change in production. It does not vary. Okay? It does not vary. It does not increase with the increase in production and does not decrease with the decrease in production. It will always remain fixed, such as the rent of warehouse. Suppose that you have taken a warehouse at the rent of 10,000 rupees. If you are putting 1 kg of your things, your goods, the expenses will remain same. And if you are putting 1000 kg, the expenses will remain same. The rent of 10,000 will be fixed. So the curve of this graph is parallel to x-axis, fixed cost FC will always remain unchanged. Second is variable cost. Variable cost. Variable cost. Variable cost vary in the production. It increase with the increase in production and decrease with the decrease in production. If there is zero production, if you are not producing, expenses will be zero. Such as the payment paid to the labor. If you are manufacturing, you will pay to the labor. If you are not manufacturing, you will pay nothing to the labor, right? So it always starts from the origin. Is variable cost (VC), and another is semi-variable or semi-fixed cost. Semi-variable cost, or you can say semi-fixed cost. This is type of cost which does not vary with the variation in the production. Suppose that in the same proportion as production vary, it does not vary in the same way. Such as if you are running bike, suppose that in 1 liter the bike goes 50 kilometers. So for the 100 kilometer you need 2 liter of petrol, right? But at the same time you also use lubricant, OBI, right? It does not increase or decrease in the same proportion as direct petrol or direct material include. Okay? So it is known as semi-variable. It will be like this, semi-variable cost. Okay? So